The car doesn't move over to the left side of the lane when it's passing a semi anymore. It started out with a 9-minute charging time, and now it says 11. So yeah, I think the preconditioning is too aggressive on this car. It is so great to have the car pick a good speed to go. Yeah, yeah, that was a little weird. Now, I'm curious if I press the button again, it will shoot it up to 2. I did not know that. Howdy do, chicken stew. I am doing my Baldwin route today. I think this one's going to be a little bit longer because I'm going to take the highway. I left the house at 58%, which I don't think is going to be enough to get me through the entire route. I'll find out after I grab some breakfast here. The way I think I'm going to go should be 191 miles. And it seems like every time I do this route, it's raining. So at least you get a fair comparison every freaking time. I got another update. I got the holiday update, which also updated FSD to 13.2.2. So we'll see how that one behaves. All right, guys. I hope you enjoy the ride. Already bouncing around. Bouncing around like crazy. It's not even raining outside. Speaking of rain, you can click on the map, and then there's this weather cloud icon down there. And it shows you what the weather will be like for the next 3 hours. So yeah, it's coming. I'll be right in the thick of it pretty soon. Also, if you haven't noticed, the pins for the superchargers have changed. They used to just be like that one, but now they're double wide, so it's charger and number of stalls displayed in one icon, which is kind of awesome. I like that too. Yeah, we're dropping dramatically. I mean, we've been supercharging for 20 minutes. I was going to get there at 31%. Now it's at 28%. I'm using 441 watt hours per mile. Supercharging or preconditioning the battery. Preconditioning the battery actually drains the battery pretty fast. I think it could have waited until, I don't know, 2 minutes from now and then started supercharge. Why do I keep saying that? I think it could have waited until right about now and then started preconditioning and saved some of the battery, and it would have been fine. I drove to Wisconsin. It was -6 Fahrenheit there. It was cold. The car didn't have any issues with conditioning the battery or anything like that. I couldn't plug it in the entire time I was there, so it lost a good 30% overnight trying to keep the battery usable, warmish, not frozen. -6 is damn cold, but it wasn't terrible. I stuck it on a supercharger before I came back, got it up to 100%, made one charging stop on the way home, and everything was gravy. So the message went away and the camera's fine now. I have noticed that the car doesn't move over to the left side of the lane when it's passing a semi anymore. It's just right of center most of the time. I don't know if they reversed it somehow, where the car moves closer to the semi instead of further away. But that seems to be what it's doing. All right, coming up on a semi, previous versions would move over to the left side of the lane to give that semi as much space as possible. Now, it seems like it's moving closer to the semi. It's not pegged in the middle. It's kind of bouncing all over the road there. That could be because it's slightly windy outside. I don't know. But it is back to pegged against the right side, the right side of the lane. I don't know if they got rid of that behavior or if it was accidentally trained out. I don't know. It would be nice to bring that back. There's another semi coming up over here. So we're just right of center right now. Coming up on another semi. The car is not moving over. Stayed exactly where it was. which to me is fine. It's just some people were comforted by the fact that the car would move over to the left side of the lane to give the semi as much space as possible. I know the car will be fine as long as that semi driver doesn't do anything stupid. It's just odd that they would take that away. I'm sure they didn't do it on purpose. I'm sure there's plenty of bugs. So now it says I'll be at the supercharger for 11 minutes. I feel like it wasted a half an hour of battery preconditioning. It's not super cold out here. It's 41 degrees. I don't think the car needs a whole hour to warm up the battery. But I didn't engineer the thing, so I have no idea. But I feel like it could get away with 20, 30 minutes of preconditioning before getting to the supercharger and it'll be fine. And I don't know what caused the car to drop from the max of 85 to down to 79. Nothing slowed us down. There's no one around. That's what the problem. Okay, I start talking about it and it speeds back up. Consistency, you know, that is still annoying to me. Pick a speed and stick to it. Okay, so in this situation, we're going to come up to the semi, have to change lanes to go around them. I'd like to see where in the lane Tesla decides to settle in. So that looks pretty centered to me. Actually, it is favoring the left. Look at that. All the way over. Nope. Right back to the middle. Yeah, it doesn't care. That was more left than it's been all day, though. So I was supposed to get here at 31%, and now says I'm going to arrive at 28%. Started out with a 9-minute charging time, and now it says 11. So yeah, I think the preconditioning is too aggressive on this car. All right, so I'm at 60% now. Says I'll get to my next location at 49%. It is 31 minutes and 31 miles away. Off we go. Yes, you can zoom out on the weather to see more of the state or whatever. You could see like 3/4 of the United States doing that. As far out as it'll let me go. I guess that's about half. There's that storm. I'm just going to be on the edge of it all friggin' day. It is so great to have the car pick a good speed to go. At the very least, not driving under the speed limit is the best improvement this car has had since I've got it. 68 and a 55 on standard is crazy. Will the car park me here? That's a question. I don't think it will. I have a theory that because I have another destination plugged into this place, this route, it's going to... Oh, what? Theory wrong. Is it going to do a good job parking, though? Because it likes to pull in 3/4 of the way and just sit here and be like, what do I do? Like it's doing now. It's just turning the wheel. What are you doing, bro? We're going to sit here until it gives up. Because I'm not in the way. And last time it was in a handicap spot and it was doing this, and I wasn't going to let it happen. Plus I was tired. Whatever. We'll see what happens here. God, 14% now. Says I'll get home at 14% now. That's nuts. What is it doing? This would be a good time to where the car is doing blah, blah, blah. It thinks it should do blah, blah, blah. That would be fantastic. It's just slowly turning the wheel. I don't know what's going on in this car's brain right now. Anyway, I had a theory that if I've got other stops programmed into this route, the car's going to drop me off at the front door and just keep going like it's a robo taxi, like it's an Uber or a Lyft or whatever. It's the driver drops you off and goes on their merry way. They're the next place. So that was my thoughts on it. And then the car pulled into a parking spot. I mean, it's not the best job parking. Like its butt is still out in the drive. And it's all up on the right side of the parking spot. It's just sitting here turning the wheel. It's not doing anything. How long am I going to let this happen? I want to know what kind of for loop it got itself stuck into. What kind of recursive algorithm it's going through over and over again. It's still turning. All right. Pretty obvious it's not going to do anything else. So I'm going to fix this parking job. And then I'm going to bust out this facility. Because I don't want to be here all day. Just waiting for the car to decide what it's going to do. Close enough. All right. We got here at 50%. That's crazy. It still thinks I'm trying to get here, which is pretty spot on. Otherwise, why wouldn't it? Maybe if I had taken that location out, it would have done something different. Who knows? Anyways, next place is 1 hour and 14 minutes away. 65 miles. I should get there at 29%. I'm going to knock this place out. I'll be right back. All set in there. I'm still sitting at 50%. Next place is 1 hour and 14 minutes, 65 miles away. I'll still get there at 29%. I took out the UPS store because it's going to be a useless stop if I go today. I'll save it for the next set of facilities that I go do. So that means I'm going to get home at 15%. So I'm just going to press that button and get out of here. Unless I have to tap on it. Nope, it went. All right. It's probably making sure that nobody was coming. I like that. That's good. Yeah. Yeah, that was a little weird. Thought that was kind of close. Glad the car figured that one out. It's because there was a person in that car. They would not have been happy. All right, going this direction the last couple of times, the car has not found the correct speed limit. And it's always tried to stop at this blinking yellow light. But this time there's no cars on either side. So it didn't have an issue with it. I'm still going to keep my eye on those yellow blinking lights. So right now it's a 30 mile an hour zone and we're doing 31, but the speed limit on the car says 40. It's got another chance to catch it here. We'll see. I don't know when they're going to fix that one. It sped up to 35 and ignored it. Still says 40 on the screen. At least it's not driving like it's 40. I'll give it that. So here it's actually 40 miles per hour. And it's sped up to 38. Coming up on a 50, we're doing 42, 43, 44, 45. It did not notice the 50. Yeah, this is the same issue it's been having. So, second chance at a 50. And I'm sure it sees the speed limit sign right there, but it does not change it. It's going the correct speed. And here's the 55. There's the speed limit sign. Still says 40. Doing 51, 52. If I were to go this direction, the opposite direction, it would have caught all those speed zone changes. It does every time. It's weird. But it's doing 55. It knows in the background. It's just not displaying it. Now the question is, what is its max set to? Its max is set to 56. I'm going to bump that up to 62 and see what the car does. I'm not going to hit the accelerator unless it slows down much more than this. Or if this bus comes up on me. Bus is coming up on me. I'll switch it to hurry and see if that makes any difference. I'd sped it up. 55, 56. There we go. Yeah, it's sped up to 58 now, so that's good. And the bus turned, so I've got less to stress about. Yeah, this is like 20 miles where it's stuck like this. So the car decided to do 60 on its own. Still thinks it's 40, and the speed limit sign is highlighted in blue, which means that the car thinks it's speeding and it wants me to slow us down. Test of the windshield wipers. If I press the button and roll the scroll wheel up 1, it will put it on the slowest speed wiping. Now, I'm curious, if I press the button again, it will shoot it up to 2. I did not know that. So if I push it again, will it go up to 3? Yes, it does. That's exactly what happens. That's awesome. So then 4, push it again. Yeah, all right. So we can put it back down to auto. I was just wanting to test that. I didn't know that. I don't think I've seen that in any video or read it in the manual at all. It makes sense that it's like that. I mean, if you're pushing the button again, you obviously want the windshield wipers to go faster. This is the best addition. Like, seriously. Now they just need to add, like, police sightings, like Google Maps does. That would be fantastic. And the car needs to react to them. Like, hey, there's a cop coming up. I'm doing 15 over. Let me slow down to 5 or 6 over. Yeah, if you could just press that button and say speed trap, it would add it, and then the fleet would know. So when we make this turn, it's going to flash 55 miles per hour for a second, and then it's going to go down to 25, and I'm going to be stuck with that for like 3 or 4 turns. Unless they fixed it. Let's hope they fixed it. 55. When I hit this stop sign, 25. 25. I know that car behind me is really mad. So I'm going to, it set itself to 49 max. I'm going to go back up to 62. And I'm going to step on it. Because I have to. In the 25, the car will never go that fast on its own. Reset its 40% offset. It was at 49. Which at 25, it shouldn't be 49 for 40%. It should be at 35. So what speed does it think it is? Yeah, it thinks it's 35 on this road, according to the offset. But it's displaying 25. This is weird. So it still thinks it's 25. Max is still set to 62. I think at the end of this road, in 1.8 miles when I turn right, it'll set itself back to 55. 55. So at 55, it set its own max to 79. That's not right either. What the hell, man? Nice, nice, nice. Car's not completely off the road. There are cars coming. Tesla decided to just hang on and wait. I like to see that. When it's clear, it just takes off back down to standard. Why are you so close to the right side of the lane? It's nuts. Get back over to the middle. Thank you. It's just pegged there. It's crazy. We're back to this behavior. I didn't like that behavior before, especially when passing somebody. This is nuts. Touching the line. Changing lanes. Are we going to be in the middle this time? Yes. What was that about? Now you're dead center. What? To see if it finds a parking spot and tries to park there for me this time. There's 2 here, 1 there. There's 1 there. Nope. Just gonna. Nope, that's pretty good. All right, I got here at 30%. I believe it said 27, maybe 28. Memory's not working so well right now. Next place is home, honestly. It's 34 minutes, 33 miles away ish. I don't navigate to my house on these videos, but whatever. Let me knock this place out. I will be back in just a sec. All right, I'm all finished in there. Lost 1% while I was inside. No big deal. It says I'll get home around 15%. It should be 34-minute drive, and it take me 33 miles. I was going to go without turning the camera on, so there's no start button. Actually, I could probably... Yeah, I can just do that. Booyah! Off we go. I love the creeping out to the middle of the intersection, getting ready to turn left. That's the best thing they improved. No, it's not. The speed is the best thing they improved, but that was a close second because the car used to just sit there and then the light would turn yellow and then red and you'd have to wait through a whole nother cycle of lights, and that's not fun. That was cool too. Sped past Slowpoke, got cut off by Slowpoke, and got over here anyway. Found a way. Love to see it. So all of this is the reason why a vision-only system is not the best idea. It's raining, and there it is. I was waiting for that. Full self-driving may be degraded. 1 or more of the side cameras are occluded. And again, we're parked right at the right side of this lane. What are you doing, car? I know it's not the cameras being occluded because it was doing this before it was raining. So again, we're right in the center now. What's that about? So we're getting over here, and we're going to drive in the center of the lane. Yay. Now we're back to the right. Maximum speed limited, poor road conditions. Won't let me change it. Cameras. They actually look pretty good considering. Now the people behind me don't like that very much. If I set the wipers as high as they'll go, will it relax a little? Nope. If I put it in standard, will it get out of the way? Nope. All right, bro. Let these people pass. Auto lane change unavailable. That's why I was just sitting there. And of course it's unavailable because look at that camera. Vision only is a problem. It works great if there's never any rain or snow or fog or what have you. Oh, now you're good? So 75 now? Okay. At least it got over in this lane on its own. So I'm not saying the car needs like LiDAR or anything, but radar? That's a must. And I know I'm going to get people out there saying, shouldn't let the car drive itself if the cameras can't see anything, then the conditions are too poor to let a computer drive or whatever they're going to say. But I'm going to disagree with that. If you put the right technology on the car, it can see in poor weather better than a human can. especially in fog or a heavy downpour. I mean, this is nothing. Look at how fast the windshield wipers are going, and it still says it won't drive any faster than 70 miles an hour. In my humble opinion, that's ridiculous. And that's not even the worst it's been this drive, which is even worse. I don't know what's going on up here or on the side pillars, but yeesh. We're not even on the highway anymore. Doing 59, 60, so we're 10 miles less than we were on the highway, and it still says it's degraded. It's so sad. This car could be great if the designers chose to use the correct equipment. Anyway, 13.2.2, I give praise for the better use of speed control. So even in places that it didn't display the speed limit correctly, it chose to go the correct speed for the most part. There were times where I had to step on the accelerator, but that was mainly when it was like 25 and it thought the speed limit was 49 or something, or the max was 49. And then I'd have to bump the max up and then give it a boost, and then it would go and it would stay there, and that was great. I think that's my biggest hurrah for that. Creeping out into the middle of the intersection when we're turning left on a light. That's also great. I mean, that is the biggest time saver ever. The older versions would just get stuck at the red light constantly, depending on how busy the intersection is. Now, for the negatives, the fact that it would drive on the right-hand side of the lane, on the left side of the highway, is a bit crazy. It doesn't get over for semis any longer. It just drives wherever it wants to drive. Doesn't care if it's making people comfortable enough or not. I can tell you that the charge port stopped opening on its own when the trunk was open, so that's a plus. They must have figured that out and squashed it. The poor weather and the driving being degraded, like limiting the maximum speed, that's cray-cray in the fei-fei. Yeah, all these things combined overall, I give it a net positive. It's just that I wish Tesla would, I don't know, not cheap out and give us the correct equipment to do full self-driving correctly. That would be great. Hey, that's just my opinion. I don't know everything. I'm not an engineer on this car, that's for sure. Whatever. If you have any thoughts, comments, questions, or concerns, just leave them down below. If you want to throw a like on there and share it to your friends, that would be awesome too. And if you really enjoyed it, click that subscribe button so you can see more in the future. Anyway, thanks for watching. Deuces. Oh, oh, oh. I am very, very